Hey folks, today we're going to explore one of Python's most elegant features, comprehensions. If you've ever looked at a line of Python and thought, wait, did they just write a whole loop in one line? You were probably looking at a comprehension. In this video, we'll look at how list, dictionary, and set comprehensions work. A comprehension is a concise way to build a new collection, like a list, set, or dictionary, by looping over an existing one and transforming the data. Here's a simple example. So what's happening here? We're looping through each number in the numbers list for n in numbers, and we're squaring it with n times n. The result? A brand new list. If we were to do the same thing using a regular for loop, we'd set up our squares list first, and then loop through each number. Then inside the loop, we'd append n times n to the squares list. Both of these give us the same result. But the list comprehension is more concise. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the structure of a list comprehension. This is the basic pattern. It reads kind of like a sentence. Give me expression for every value in collection. So if we create a list comprehension like this, we're saying, give me n times 2 for every n in the list collection. But comprehensions can do more than just blindly loop through values. They can also filter what gets included. If we add an if condition after the collection, we're able to filter what gets included in the final list. Let's take an example. Here we're looping over numbers 0 to 14, but only including the even numbers. It works like this. For each item in the original collection, the if condition is checked. If it passes, then that value is included, otherwise it's left out. You can add as many conditions as you need. For example, here we're saying, give me the even numbers that are also greater than 10. The pattern here is still the same. We loop through each item and evaluate the condition. If it passes, include it. And yes, you can still transform the values as they go through. Let's say you wanted to square the even numbers, but only if they're greater than 10. Here we've got the transformation portion with n times n at the beginning, followed by the filtering portion at the end. The portion before the for keyword is an expression. An expression in Python is a combination of values, variables, operators, and function calls that the interpreter evaluates to produce a single value. This means we're able to include anything from basic mathematical operations to if-else checks and even function calls in the expression portion of the comprehension. For example, here we're not filtering anything. Every value is included, but we're transforming them differently based on a condition. If the value is even, we include the string even in the result. Otherwise, we include the string odd. This results in a list of even and odd strings instead of the original values. Or in this example, we're calling a function from the expression portion. The return value from the square function is what will be included in the final list. Alright, so far we've been working with list comprehensions, but we can also use comprehensions to build sets. They work the same way and provide all of the same functionality, but instead of square brackets, we use curly braces. Take a look at this example where we use set and list comprehensions to square the same list of numbers. Notice how the set comprehension removes all the duplicates while the list leaves them in. That makes set comprehension super handy when you want to remove duplicates, check for membership quickly, or just express something where uniqueness matters. Here's another example. Let's say you want all the unique vowels in a phrase. By adding a condition at the end, we filter each character to ensure it's a vowel before adding it to the final set. And since we're working with a set, we won't have any duplicate vowels. Alright, we've covered list and set comprehensions. Let's move on to dictionaries where it's not just about single values, but rather mapping keys to values. Python lets you build entire dictionaries in one line using dictionary comprehensions. Let's start with the syntax. It looks like a set comprehension because of the curly braces, but notice how there's a colon between two expressions. That colon is your signal that you're building a dictionary. Let's see it in action. What we're saying here is, for each word in the list, use the word itself as the key and its length as the value. So the result will be a dictionary of key-value pairs like this. Notice how we're able to call functions or execute any valid expression in the key and value expression portions of the comprehension. And of course, just like with list and set comprehensions, we can also include conditions to filter which items are included. Here we use the same dictionary comprehension, but we add an if statement to only include words over 5 letters long. There's a lot more to cover with comprehensions, so I've linked a blog post below, which goes into more detail. If this video helped you out, give it a like and subscribe for more Python tutorials.